It is Easter after all, and we kind of knew that when I set the date, to be honest. So welcome to our second members meeting, and I'm not surprised that there aren't some people here today because, you know, it's absolutely beautiful, you know, sunshine outside for a change, and, you know, I think everyone just wanted to go and make the most of it. And plus we've got 2 weeks school holidays now, haven't we? So, you know, I think that we'll kind of see a lot of people with kids just drop off the face of the earth for the next, you know, 2 weeks until the middle of April, really. So I'm lucky that mine are a little bit older now. We had our, I think, second, there's been so much happening this last month, but we've had our second committee meeting last week. The girls and I just kind of had a wee update. You know, we don't talk a lot regularly between all these events because they do attend these events, and, you know, it was just nice to kind of talk a little bit of business, and then for the rest of it we just, you know, sat around catching up on each other's lives. It was really lovely, and they're just such a nice committee. I'm just delighted with that. So we had a few things that we wanted to cover. Obviously the membership is up for renewal, and those are coming in quite slowly, and thank you, Sharon and Tracy, you've definitely rejoined, so I'm really delighted about that. And I'm sure there'll be others over the course of the next couple of weeks. They may be just thinking about other things right now, but, you know, we do want to retain as many members as we can, and I'm kind of conscious of the fact that everything's on Facebook at the moment. You know, we're finding a few people are finding it hard to engage, either because they don't have Facebook or they just don't, you know, don't feel comfortable maybe coming on a Zoom session. So we've kind of come up with a few things to keep people engaged outside of Facebook. The membership did expire 2 days ago, but because we've had such a massive recruitment exercise, we don't want to then suddenly, you know, delete everyone's profile and if they don't renew in the next few weeks. So we have to play that, you know, we have to use a bit of compassion, especially this year, and people are wanting to be engaged with us. So we're conscious of the fact that maybe people aren't going to renew in the next 2 weeks, but if they do that, unfortunately, with all changes to GDPR now, we're actually going forward, we have to actually delete them completely off the database. We haven't, you know, there's a lot of old members on there that I didn't want to touch, but they have left ABW already, and technically they should all be deleted off the database as well. So what I had to do is go and check with the web designer and the fellow that runs the database in the background that all of that was okay, and he's given me the go ahead. So that's, you know, just a bit of housekeeping for us to go through. We're in the process. We went back to East Ayrshire Council, who also renewed their sponsorship for this year. So what we had in the past was we had 3 different councils that gave us £500 from each of them each year, and that was actually to cover approximately 20 students to come along to ABW functions. So I went back to East Ayrshire Council, and they're happy to continue that this year, which is excellent. And I was conscious of the fact that, you know, if we don't have events, you know, they're not technically prepaying anyone's ticket to come along. So I've gone back to them with a proposal so that they still get some money's worth, that maybe they would like to open that up to council female employees, and invite all of them to join us as well, you know, to these events and also to future events. So the Deputy Provost who joined us recently, Claire Leach, she's discussing that with a fellow in finance just now. So that's really excellent. I'm delighted with that. And, you know, they're happy to give us the sponsorship regardless. So that's one down. We also need to obviously contact South Ayrshire Council and also North Ayrshire Council. So the Provost, Helen Mooney, she does have contact with us. So that's really nice. We've got an in there already, and I can just go straight to her and ask the question. But with North Ayrshire, I'm kind of going straight in from scratch, and I've got a treasurer, like an accounting contact in there. So I'll just have to kind of chase that up. And, you know, those little pieces of membership and sponsorship dollars are just so important to us just now. And obviously we're not a money-making exercise company, but, you know, every little bit helps. It just means it's something that we have maybe to create something fun in the future for the members, or we can put that money towards training events, which we're just currently looking at.
Mara, I can check with Colin and see if he's got a contact in North Ayrshire Council.
Oh, that would actually be excellent. Thank you. Yeah, that would help so much, because I much prefer giving someone a call about something like this, especially when I'm coming in fresh, and I wanted to introduce myself and discuss that arrangement, and do it professionally. I think that, rather than just email an invoice, which is what we did last year, and they never paid it,
Right.
and for obvious reasons, of course, and we never chased it either. But that would be really excellent. Thank you.
We'll see if he's got one.
Yeah, that would be unreal. That would be really good. We've decided, we've had a few people that were actually balking at renewing membership this year, purely because all of our events have been on Facebook. And, fair play to them, because if it's very hard for them to get engaged otherwise. So what we're going to do is start doing emailing out weekly updates to all the members, and just telling them what events are on that week. There'll only be 2 or 3, obviously, but we'll also give them the link so that they can just come straight into the Zoom session. They can do that anyway, but they may not be aware that they can do that. So we'll just keep reminding people. So that will hopefully, keep them engaged and give them a chance to speak to us on a regular basis. The weekly events, they've kind of died off a little bit, and the virtual speech program's been absolutely fantastic, and I've absolutely loved learning about all these businesses so far, and I'd love to hear about a lot more. And I find that those updates are really, really important for the committee members, and that's why so many of us try and come, because we need to know who all the members are, especially if we want to refer them to each other, and get that networking happening. We have some virtual events now, just a couple over the next couple of weeks up until the middle of April. What we've decided is we're going to change that up a little bit. There's just Natalie coming in. Hello. Hi, good to see you.
Hi, sorry I couldn't find the meeting ID. It took me, I had to go back to Alice's speech to get the meeting ID.
Oh, no, okay, that's good for me to know. I was just saying, love, that what we're going to do is start emailing each other on emailing all the members on a weekly basis, just to give them that link and make sure they get it each week, so that we can keep. It's always the same link, and we'll tell them what events are on. So we'll make that a little bit easy. So hopefully that won't happen to you again, love.
Yeah.
It's good to see you. Your Bubba. Miss you, Bubba.
Got a cracker. Sidekick.
It's gorgeous. So we are going to start doing, obviously we're doing weekly events just now. We've been doing them on Mondays and Thursdays. There's some people that can't attend those days. So what we're going to start doing is also like some Wednesdays from the end of April onwards, and just try and catch a few different folk that maybe have got, gym classes on a Thursday or whatever. We've just been discussing the content that we're actually going to be doing and covering going forwards, because, not everyone wants to do a virtual speech. So the next thing we're going to concentrate is we're going to go out to all the members and actually do some actual proper training events. So the next stage will actually be like digital boost events, which I know a lot of the members asked for last year. But rather than bringing in outside consultants, I'm going to go to the members in the group who actually want to do training. And obviously I'll be one of them. So I might cover things like do a wee Facebook session one day. I'm pretty good on Twitter, Instagram, I'm good at it. And what I'll do is probably just speak to folk about how to link all of those things together, because they can be a bit complicated. And everyone's got different screens and different tablets, and some have got Androids, so it's just a nightmare. And even I struggle, I must admit, to find things at times, because, obviously these things, Facebook changes the settings and stuff all the time. So that's something really, really interesting to look forward to. I'll probably get Janine Marriott to speak about SEO. We've had Virgin Money, who've just joined the group, and they're really interested to do a speech, like a proper, training session, or speak to people about how to set up maybe personal accounts, or they might touch on investments and things. They also offer a range of community accounts if people are involved with other organisations. We're also looking at, there was a lawyer I think it was McKinstry and Company. They're really interested to do presentations, so I think that's fantastic. We've also got Margot McLennan. She does like an insolvency service, but she said that like a lot of her clients just now aren't going insolvent so much. So yeah, she's really keen. So if you think of anything, you know, Tracy, if you want to do like some kind of training session, or even, you know, Paris McNally, that would be fabulous. You know, they can come in and talk about what they do. So if you know outside consultants, I'm more than happy to have them come and talk to the group, but we won't be paying them for that. You know, like we have paid people in the past, but you're talking, you know, £200 each time. And, you know, I don't really see, I think we should use the resources we have rather than spend the money. So yeah, there's that. Then we obviously were talking about the awards. So the other day I put a notice up as to the rewards are going to be really different this year. I mean, primarily because of the COVID situation. But what we've decided is just to make it as simple as possible. We're going to have actually the entry form on the members website. So you actually have to be a current member and you have to log in to enter the awards. Okay, so you'll go into the members area. There will have a form on there, which is just being designed. Each member, we thought, should only apply for one award category rather than all three across the board. It's just to give everyone an opportunity to maybe win something. We don't kind of want any situations where the same person wins absolutely everything. And I think that really at the end of the day, because we are, you know, we're all at home, I'm also conscious of the fact that I don't want the committee members going through wades and wades and wades of awards applications. You know, so we'll just have one group and we've got the 3 awards. We'll have one group of applicants in each wee section, and there'll be one committee member dedicated to each wee award to handle the judging, and they will liaise with our guest judge. They'll come down to a short list of three people for each category, and then they will be invited forward to a Zoom session so that we can, you know, do an informal panel with them and ask them a few questions about their application. And then obviously the committee members other than myself are actually making the decisions on who wins this year. But if I'm needed to cast a deciding vote, then I can do that. I thought that's the best thing. I'll just take a little step back from that process. But what I'll obviously concentrate on is when we announce the winners, you know, I'll be really dedicated to giving them the press I think that they deserve for winning those awards. And I'm really excited that we've managed to bring on 3 sponsors so far, and we've got Ayrshire Cancer Support, and they're supplying a guest judge. We've also got, well, the big announcement is the fact that we have Ayrshire Magazine coming on as our major sponsor for the award this year. And that's fantastic. So I've set up an arrangement with them where we're going to get a full page in the magazine straight after the awards are announced, where we can actually take photos of the winners and really give them a fantastic feature in that. So that'll be amazing coverage. And I mean, it's it's kind of the #1 glossy for the Ayrshire area. And I've always been a big supporter of that magazine, and they are set up, you know, they're a non-profit entity, even though it's this beautiful publication, and they do, you know, an absolute stunning job of things. So that will give us amazing profiling. We'll also run 3 quarter-page ads over the next 6 to 8 months. Just to raise the profile again of Ayrshire businesswomen and advertise for members and new people to come and join us. They're also they've started a blog where the editor will write, you know, like a fantastic, massive article and put it out on their Facebook page. And so we're going to get that once a month as well for 6 months as part of that package deal. So, yeah, and then obviously they will plug the awards and things on their own social media channels. So I think that's actually excellent. We've also invited Laura Rennie to be a guest judge this year, because she's the former Ayrshire Businesswomen of the Year winner. And then our third one, it escapes me. I've got a bit of brain space today. So that's excellent. So the awards will probably be launched one day next week. We're just waiting for that form to become available. We're not rushing things at all. I'm really conscious of the fact that, you know, the mums that have kids at home may not have time to fill that in. So we're looking at a potential closing date of the 23rd of April. And then we'll take a week or two to obviously interview people and then announce that at the beginning of May. So that's kind of my update for this month. You know, there's been a lot happening. In the background, Jane Mack, who is from Aaron's social media, she's been working on trying to get photographs of all of the members from the profiles on the website, and also taking their description of their business, just so that we can start that social media campaign again. But she's realising, like I did, that that's actually a really massive job. And I kind of was publishing 3 people a day, but I mean, it took me hours and hours and hours to enter all of them into social media, and it's definitely something worth doing. But, you know, obviously she's juggling kids at home as well as her work, as well as ABW. So she's just going to put everything into a spreadsheet first and then copy and paste things over. That's how we do stuff from the background, and then you schedule it all. It's really, it's an interesting process, but it's a bit boring if that's not the kind of thing that you're interested in. But, you know, I think the number one thing is that we want to concentrate on actually featuring all the members. We're also conscious of the fact that maybe a lot of them haven't renewed just now. So we're just going to feature on the people that actually have renewed, to give them the publicity on the social media pages. And then as the others come in, we'll maybe do like new member spotlights and things. There are some membership groups out there that do this extremely well, and I'm following one at the moment, and they're a little bit of a different structure to us, but their social media outside the group's just absolutely amazing. So yeah, we will have to ramp up on that over the next couple of months, but you know, we just kind of wanted to get our feet as a committee, and we're getting used to everyone's working patterns and things, and Victoria's been writing furiously in the background. So obviously we got her to put up the announcement that Ayrshire Council Support is our nominated charity for this year. And she's also written the last newsletter, and the next one we're going to be talking about is the awards, and we'll start doing some maybe press releases and stuff on that next week, you know, just to raise the profile again, and you know, just talk about our members and hopefully get them out there, get some more interest, some more eyes on the pages and things. So yeah, so that's kind of it. It's been going, I think, really well. So do you think as members, are you kind of feeling still connected to the group and you're quite happy with the way things are going?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I love the fact that you record all these meetings and speeches and all that, because I can't always get online at times. It's brilliant to be able to
Yeah, I think it's really important, actually. I mean, that's something that I would have wanted if I was a member as well. Absolutely. It just gives you a chance to catch up. You feel like you're not missing out on anything. Yeah. You know, what I need to do is focus on trying to get that outside of the Facebook page to folks. So I'm toying with the idea of actually having a video library in the members section when you log into the website.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I think I need to build that with the designer. I don't think it'll be that difficult to set up. And then that just means that there's like a resource centre for members.
Yeah.
So, you know, it'll cost us, you know, he charges quite a bit per hour. I'll need to pay him to get that done, but I think it'll be money well worth spent, and then that's something we'll have forever. So even new members, you know, they can go back through the whole library of videos, you know, right back from when we started recording these. Yeah. So yeah, so no, I'm really pleased. Things have been going really well. What about you with your businesses, and you happy? What about you, Natalie? You've been doing great. No, for new wee business, fantastic.
Yeah, good. I'm still kind of plodding along and just trying to push my name out there, but I'll get there.
Well, you know, it is difficult at the moment because, you know, obviously we're all at home. It would be different if you were going out to all of these beauty fairs and things and seeing people in person all the time. you know, and they can test the product and feel it. So hopefully we can start all of that again soon.
I know, I'm hoping the craft fairs will start back soon enough.
Yeah, well, you know, I think things definitely improving. I can see a little bit of change. I raised the question with the girls as to when we can get our first event up and running, because obviously, you know, I love events. I think they're great fun. So I just can't wait to organise the next one. You know, just get everyone in person and have a real good old chat. And I think that you'll find that, like, it'll actually be hard to actually talk business that night, because everyone will just be chatting so much. And that's all they'll want to do, is just hang around and talk to people, because, you know, we're kind of all starved for that, aren't we? So I think the first one will be, you know, probably a coffee type situation, and just really, really relaxed, and, you know, just have maybe 10, 15 minutes of updates, and then the rest of it will just be everyone, you know, meeting each other and talking and moving around the room. I'm going to play that really casual, because, you know, there's lots of new people to meet for me personally, and, you know, for all the rest of you, it'll just be fantastic. Can't wait. We were talking about maybe still September, but I don't really want to wait that long. The other last thing that we were talking about the other night was the fact that I do run another group, and over the summer I find the engagement always drops off, and that is a social group, but everyone tends to go off with their own families, and, you know, they go off and enjoy their summer, and they literally drop off the face of the earth for 2 or 3 months. And I don't want that to happen with this group, because, you know, we're just now building some fantastic engagement. So, you know, I'll still be here doing the events every week, and trying to keep people, you know, just give them a point of contact so they can come in and drop in and say hi, you know. So I really hope they can keep up that engagement during the summer as well, and particularly if we're still in some kind of semi-lockdown. I think it's really important. You know I love it. It's just amazing. You know, it's just so good to come on and talk to other girls. I really enjoy it. It's really nice. So yeah, but did you have any questions you wanted to ask?
How many members are there, Tamara?
You know what? We were up around the 130 mark, and that's purely because we had quite a lot of new people that were invited into the Facebook group and things, just to come in and see what we do, you know, and see the content. But actual fully paid members, when I took over, the fully paid members, I think were around the 80 mark, right? That's before I took over in December. Then I recruited 32, I think, that came in on the free trial. So that took it up to physically 100, but renewals, we probably only had 25 so far. You know, so I don't think that people don't want to renew. I just think it's the fact that they're just maybe just not thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm not gonna take it personally. And you know, ideally, we need to kind of delete them off the database in the next 2 weeks. We thought we'd just give them a bit of breather, but we've worked so hard to bring people into, you know, the Facebook group and the LinkedIn group, and, you know, I don't want to start deleting people out again. So I really think that just the first thing that will be their profile off the website. And if they want to rejoin after we've deleted them, they'll have to come in as a new member and just pay the fee via the PayPal link, the same as before. But, you know, it's a pretty straightforward process. I tested the website myself, and I found that people had to go around in circles to 3 different areas to join. So I don't know if you found that, but like you go to kind of why join, which is at the top, and then you went to this other way, and then that took you to this little explanation about what your membership involved, and then it took you to the registration form. And I was like, oh no, that's way too long. So now when you go to why join, there's a little button at the bottom, and it just takes you straight to the registration form. You know, because I think by that stage, you don't need to read all the gumph. You know what we are, you know what we do. You know, you just want to get to the thing where you pay your money. So yeah, it'll only take a minute or 2, I think. And
yeah, I think I tried it yesterday, and I just had one or two buttons.
That's it. Yeah, you know, people like simple these days. You know, and I'm kind of the worst for that. I'm seriously impatient when it comes to social media. So I test a lot of stuff, and even people that don't know me, you know, like I'll kind of go in and I'll give them like a real, what I do is for my job is I do an audit of someone's social media. So like I'll look at the Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and then I'll look at the links from their website, and I test it all and I make sure that it's all going to where it is supposed to go. And I kind of tendered for a job last week, and it was quite a big festival, and I tested all their links and stuff and gave them this big audit, and a lot of it was really negative. And I felt really bad, but you know, if they don't understand from a general public point of view how that works, like for example, the 3 tags that they use in all their social media, they're all different, you know. And I thought that was kind of crazy. And then I was going through all like past press releases, and for example, they had all these links up about articles that they've had about the festival in the past. Half of them you couldn't go into because they were to subscription only newspapers, so you couldn't even read, you know. So and they only had 2 links to 2020, you know, that were about this subject called mental health. And I kind of went, well, there were more mental health articles in 2020 than just 2, you know. So yeah, but you know, I think that's really interesting these days, because a lot of people are doing social media and they're being forced onto it now, and they don't know what they're doing, you know. So I'm happy to help you, Sharon. There's no problem. And I mean, I do it all the time for free. There's no issue at all. I do it all the time. And I kind of have concentrated on that. Like someone came to me the other day and they wanted me to take on their business, but I don't really work that way. And I tend to go to people that need help rather than them coming to me. But, you know, and if I know someone personally, then I just go in, fix up their accounts, and then I hand it back to them.
Yeah.
And that only takes me a day or 2, you know, and that's no sweat at all. I'd rather see someone thriving, you know, and even if it's just a wee suggestion, like with Rule 42, and she set up her Facebook group, and, you know, that's what's got her through COVID. And that's where she puts all of her new clothing and stuff now, and it's absolutely booming. And she's just got this little private group of, you know, followers. Second that she brings out something new, she sticks it on the page, and it sells even before it goes into the shop now.
That's great.
You know, there's really clever ways to do things, and it doesn't take very much. So yeah, I'm happy to help you. So if you want to, maybe we'll tee up a time on Tuesday to chat, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can give you a call, and
yeah,
you know, and then what I'll do in the meantime, I'll look at your accounts and see what I find. But you know, that's you know, and it's like I took on a new client recently, and she wasn't following all the potential clients that she could get. So I kind of went in, I was like following all the authors and all the book festivals and all the bookstores, all the people that might stock her product, you know, things like National Trust, you know, because they've got these beautiful gift shops, and, you know, so that's a skill in itself, is that because that's part of your target audience. You know, you want to follow people who are going to buy your product. And, you know, like I said to her, the rule of thumb is, say you follow 1,000 people on Twitter, you're really only you're going to be lucky to get 10 to 20% follow you back. So to get 100 or 200 followers, you need to be following 1,000 to 2,000 people. You know, it's not always like that. Sometimes you'll have more followers than you're following, and that's only if you've got a really visible product that, you know, obviously influencers and all that kind of follow that. But I like people to learn how to run stuff themselves, you know, so that's my focus. But yeah, I'm not plugging for business. Don't worry about that. I never do that. I don't really like it. I do all the advertising and things on my pages, but yeah, I don't really, because that, you know, I specialize with charities and people that need help, you know, and I've got the spare time, which is really lucky. So yeah, and I've got a day job, so I don't have to worry about wages. So it all helps. So yeah, did anyone else want to ask any more questions? So I've kept you for a long time today, so thank you. I think that's half an hour, but you know, I really appreciate you coming, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic Easter and you really enjoy your weekend. and maybe get out in the garden for a wee while, Tracy, if you're allowed, maybe under the umbrella or something. Oh, but yeah, enjoy your Easter, girls. It's
Thank
good to
you,
see
Tamara.
you. Yeah, thanks so much. All right,
Take care.
take care. I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.